Good afternoon, students of year 7. Welcome back, and today I'm going to explain to you lesson 2 in unit 1, balanced and unbalanced forces. First of all, look at the picture and tell me what are you watching in this picture. In the first picture we are watching two teams. They are playing, and I think the rope is stable. What the meaning of stable? That it's not moving to any of the two sides. In the second picture, also two childs are pushing the door in opposite direction, but the door is at rest and is stable and it's not moving to any of the two directions. So let's continue. You can use force to explain why an object is moving. So we can use force to explain why any object is moving in that way that it is, or why it's not moving at all. So we can explain why it's moving, why it's not moving, and why it's moving in that way. Okay. So we have two cases, a ball falling down and a ball on the top of the table. And I want to ask myself a question. Consider a falling ball and a ball on a table. The ball at the table is not moving while the falling ball is moving. Explain why. I want to explain why this ball is at rest. Okay? First of all, in this case, we have two forces on the ball. The first force, and this force is exerted on any object called gravitational force and is directed downward. The second force is the force that is directed upward, that is exerted by the table on the ball. So if I put any object on a table, on a surface, there is a force exerted by the surface on this object called the normal reaction force. So because the normal reaction force is equal in size or in magnitude, but opposite of direction with the gravitational force, so the ball is not moving. So there is a two forces are pushing the object in a different way. In the first way, the gravitational force is pushing the object downward, and the normal reaction is pulling the ball upward. But because the size is equal in both direction, but in opposite direction is equal in size but opposite direction, so the ball is not moving. So what the meaning of balanced force now? A balanced force are the forces that have equal size but opposite direction. Is not equal direction, opposite direction. If it's equal direction, it's unbalanced force. But because of opposite direction and equal in size. If they are not equal in size, it's unbalanced force. So let's discuss the unbalanced force. If the force acting on an object are balanced, then its motion will not change. For example, if a ball is not moving, it will stay not moving. If the ball is moving, it will continue moving but with steady speed. So I will repeat, if the force acting on object are balanced, then its motion will not change. The motion will not change. If it's not moving, it will stay not moving. If it's moving, it will keep moving with a steady speed. What the meaning of steady speed? Constant speed, fixed speed. Okay, this is if the forces are balanced. What about the unbalanced force? The unbalanced force, first of all, in the first picture, we have two forces, same size but different direction, so the forces are balanced. In the second picture, we have different size and opposite direction, so it's not balanced. Why it's not balanced? Because the size is not equal. 400 is not equal to 300. So if the force on an object is not equal and opposite direction, then they are not balanced. If the forces are unbalanced, then the motion of the object will change. So if it's not moving, it will start moving. If the object is at rest and then there is two forces exerted on this object are unbalanced forces, then the object will start to move. If it's unbalanced, if it's at rest, if it's moving, it will change its speed. For example, if we have two forces unbalanced, maybe it will accelerate, speed up, and maybe it will decelerate, it will slow down, or it will change the direction if there is unbalanced force. So if it's at rest, it will start moving. If it's moving, maybe it will speed up, maybe it will slow down, maybe it will change the direction. Why a ball will slow down? The football accelerates while it is in contact with the player's boot. Once it is no longer touching his boot, the only force are friction and air resistance, because it is contact with the ground and the air, right? Because it's contact with the ground, there is friction. Because it's contact with the air, there is air resistance. So the friction and air resistance will slow it down, and you know that the friction and the air resistance, they will slow it down. Why? Because they are kind of drag. They are forces that decrease the speed of the object. Okay, it resists the direction of the object because it's opposite in direction. If we could remove both of these forces, so the ball would carry on traveling at steady speed forever, but it's not existing because in all the ground there is a type of friction. So I will repeat, a ball is moving, okay? Because of the friction and the air resistance, it will slow down. Why? Because the friction and the air resistance are opposite to the direction of motion. Resultant force. If you know the size of each force acting on the object, you can work out the resultant force. If the arrows in the same direction, so you add the forces. If the arrows in the opposite direction, you will take one force from another, so you will do subtraction. For example, calculate the resultant force of each. Okay, first of all, we have three cases. In the first case, we have 2, 6, we have 10, 2, we have 2, 2. In this case, 6 and minus 2, you must subtract. Why you must subtract? Because the arrows is opposite, right? 6 minus 2, it's 4, right? Why it's 4? 4 and which direction? It's 4, it takes that direction, forward direction. But here 10 minus 2, it's 8, and it takes backward direction. So this 4, this 2, this 8, sorry. 2 minus 2, 0. The third one is 0. So let's see. 4, 8. I forgot the last one is 0. If the resultant force is 0, no forces, so the forces are balanced. If the resultant force is 0, so the forces are balanced. If the resultant force is not 0, so the forces are unbalanced. That's the conclusion. So till now, students, this is the first part of the lesson. Please, I will do a small classwork. Go to the classwork after watching this video and answer the questions. Thank you so much.